We are live. Welcome back to Pugmire Pioneer Puppers, Episode 5.
Oh, hell yeah. I can't believe we're 5 episodes in.
Yee!
That is wow.
Y'all, we've had 5 sessions.
We have.
Oh my god. Continue, Tal.
Alright, when we last left off, the group of adventurers had met a very nosy dachshund reporter.
Oh my god.
They have also met the king, who is currently in the plans of processing and throwing a feat for the group. A feat is a big old party. Buffet, alcohol, all that good stuff. Probably even a little bit of dancing.
Just a little.
Just
Not
a
a
little.
lot.
Just a tiny bit.
It's not a ball, so it's not like dancing's not the main source, but yeah.
It might be dangerous for them to call it a ball.
Yes. Alright, so you are dismissed for the following days from the king's presence to make yourselves ready for the feat, for the party. So you
hell
make your way out of the castle. It will take a couple of days for the party to actually happen, so you basically have time off. You can take a mission if you want, or you can hang around the town and basically goof off.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, knowing who Alexandria is there any new outfits that we need?
You can go pick up some new outfits. You can also cash in your 50% off coupons for Mr. Meow's Groomers.
Oh my
I'm
god.
So
We
angry
need to
about
go.
that.
I know. We could go confront them. We really could. That is an option. Maybe actually get you some pay instead of coupons.
But at the same time, like, I don't know.
Fair.
Maybe
fair.
maybe next time if they're there again.
Oh yeah, Jeremy always works there. He is there a lot.
Okay, so next time if something's there, if she has something, she'll definitely
Bring it up.
use her her intimidation for good measure.
Oh my god.
Be like, you gonna do that to me again, or am I actually gonna get my pay this time?
Oh my god.
And it better be my pay.
Hear me out. We save our coupons for right before the feat. We take another mission so we have a little extra coin.
Yeah.
And then we come back, we get some new outfits, we get ready, we get dressed up, and we go to the feat.
Do like a small mission, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nothing large. Nothing that'll take us out of town for more than a day or so.
Yeah. I'm game with that.
Bet. So yeah, I guess they're gonna head over and see what missions are available.
All right. You head over to the Pioneers Guild. There are a few missions on the boards. There's some that never come down, no matter how many times they've been completed. Mostly it's exploration jobs. There are a few pest control jobs that are always kind of current. There are also a few new jobs that have recently been put up that are for food collection.
Food collection.
Food collection.
Yep. They are wanting a party to go out hunting. Because there is a party coming up, they need more food.
Okay, I as a player really want to do that, but I feel like Alexandria would not be game with that. Because of the idea of getting dirty, but y'all hear me out. That feels really fun.
Oh yeah, let's go hunt the food for our own party.
Hey, listen, I flat out told someone before that I would bake a cake for my own party because at least then I know it's going to be good.
Oh my god.
So,
All
like,
right.
hunting the best stuff or trying to get the best type of food so they have it
Mhm.
and they know it's there.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that one, if everyone's game for it, I mean, I'm fully up for that. Though Alexandria would be displeased, but
Yeah. It does have a 2-day time limit, so it's not. There is a sub clause that if you do not catch anything within the time limit, you're not going to be penalized. It's a open-ended job, so basically everybody is allowed to participate, and you'll get paid for what you bring back.
let's do it.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll bring you out to the actual world map.
Woo!
So, there are a few places that you can actually go to hunt.
Mhm.
Number one, you can go out into the savannah, scrubland kind of area,
Mhm.
or you can actually cross the river and sneak into the fearful forest.
So Alexandria, if they're going to be going out, would have her own motives for that.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think definitely if they were discussing it as a party, she would just. The forest seems like a better place if we must hunt something down to find food.
The best game would be in the forest. So I'm game for that if that's what everybody's wanting. So I agree.
So, you are suggested to bring ranged weaponry for this mission.
Okay. Let's consider here.
Pellet gun.
You do have your pellet popper.
Yep, your pellet
Wow.
popper will take care of squirrels and small creatures.
All right, and then Alexandria has her crossbow.
Yeah, you have your magic.
Would she be able to spend? Would she be able to like stop before they leave town and see Mr. Stinky Basset Hound just quick enough
Yes.
to buy another set of bolts?
Yes, you can.
Wasn't it like 20?
Yeah, it's really cheap for 20 bolts.
Okay.
I do
So
have
she'll
a
go-
question.
Yes.
Would I be able to purchase a bow?
A bow? Yes, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Because that sounds like it'd be a good idea.
Yeah. Do you want me to put a bow down in your inventory, love?
Yes, please. Because I mean,
And then you'll also need
Okay, go for
arrows
it.
as well. So,
well, yeah.
I mean, unless we want to play the split the arrow game, but I don't. Well, no, it wouldn't even work because I have a crossbow.
Yeah, your
bolts
crossbow
and bow
wouldn't-
and arrows do not mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
So-
would be aware of this
Yes.
as characters.
Yes. So
Oh, no, the potential of being able to make my own arrows eventually could be a thing. So
you can
that'd be
eventually make your own. Actually,
cool. Make it a goal of that as a quest for myself.
yes, that is absolutely possible.
Learning how to make it. But yeah, I agree. Can we go to the shop?
Absolutely. It's just on the dock, so you can head out there quite easily. As you're in there, you walk into the door. The smell is immediately overpowering, as always. Rufus is
Eventually
sitting
you'll
there.
get used to it.
Yeah, Rufus is sitting there tinkering with the second pellet popper that he has.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he has two,
Oh my
not
god.
just the
Yes,
one.
yes. We discovered that whenever we left.
Mhm.
Yep, he is tinkering with it, and you see he pulls out something that looks like a small dart and fits it into the pellet popper, cocks it, and shoots it into the eye of Bruce. Needs a little more attention on the spring. He goes back to working. He so far has not noticed you are there.
So I definitely think if Rosabella and Echo didn't say anything, Alexandria would just give a polite little like,
Oh, hey! My two favorite customers and, the quiet one back there.
So you had more than one of your papas?
Yeah. Hey, so he looks around and waddles over to the door and closes it behind the three of you. There's an old toy store down under the dock.
There
Oh.
is?
Yeah. Sometimes when I get, enough supplies, I can, make me a good air sack and I can head down there and scrounge some stuff up. Usually it's only what I can carry in my paws.
Fair enough. That one looks a little different than mine does, though.
I've been tinkering with it a little bit. He walks over to yours, hits a button on the side, and pops off the barrel. Looks at it, kind of looks like a corkscrew with a pipe cleaner on it, and runs it down the barrel. But you can notice a decent sized layer of rust gets knocked off, showing that there is actually a square hole above the hole for the BBs. He said, "Yeah, that ought to do it." He has upgraded your pellet popper.
Ooh.
So it will now shoot fletchet darts.
Ooh!
Interesting.
He actually holds out a box. He said, you can take a set of these. How are you doing with that thing anyway?"
Haven't had an opportunity to actually work with it yet, but I promise you, I will get better. I'm determined enough.
Yeah. Okay, we
I'm
lost
hoping to be
Echo.
useful.
Oh no.
All right. So, yeah, continue with the story. Sorry about that.
You're fine. I'm hoping to be able to use it a bit today, so we'll see. Actually, where are the... You do have bows, correct? Bows and
Oh,
arrows?
of course. I'm originally a Fletcher by trade, but a lot of the times they just got me making harpoons and other knickknacks.
Okay. I'm gonna go look at those. Can you show me the direction of where I need to go?
Oh yeah, he wobbles over to the back wall, and here's my range section. We got a staff sling, we got a normal sling, we got short bows, long bows, we got atlatls.
Hmm. She would be looking at the long bows, more than likely.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. That's where her interest lies.
Go ahead and give me it would be a notice check.
Okay. Let me do that.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll it for you, Jess, or do you got it?
If you could, that'd be awesome.
Okay.
Ooh.
There are a few decent longbows. They are the typical straight edge longbow type. There is tucked back in the corner an elkhorn recurve longbow.
Ooh.
Elkhorn is the style to where it comes up and it has the arch to it. They typically have a tougher draw, so where most longbows would have a 100-pound draw, these have 175. It does use your strength stat to shoot it.
Would it be... Well, with that, it would probably be...
Yeah, your strength stat is honestly your best stat. It's really good. It's a 17.
Yeah.
Yep. The other ones are dexterity based, ranged based. This is you plant it in the ground and you pull back as hard as you can. This is a siege bow.
Ooh.
There is even a nice little spike on the bottom for you to plant it in the ground.
Yeah, she's gonna look at that one. And actually, how much is it?
Well, typically something like that would run about 200 plastic.
Will we be able to get it a bit cheaper? I don't mean to disparage the worth of your work, but we're a bit lighter on coin at the moment than we would like to be.
Understandable. I tell you what. He pulls it down off the rack, takes out a single arrow that is about as long as Rosabella's arm. And he waves Rosabella on, coming outside,
Oh God!
plunks it down in a hole, and hands her the arrow, and points to a target on the other side of the river.
Oh God! I hope I don't embarrass myself again.
Would that be a strength check?
It would be
strength.
It would be a strength ranged attack.
Do I have?
You can do just a normal melee attack.
Okay. She actually does not have that listed in her chart.
Okay, let's see.
Would that be?
Just go with the rapier roll.
Okay.
13. It's not 100%. I mean, you get it across the river.
Would I be able to give her a help action? Not to touch it or anything, but just a little. Rosabella, you can do better than that.
She could spend a fortune.
Do you want to spend a fortune? We get 2 of those every session. And essentially, we'll just give you advantage.
Yep, and you get them. You also get more for good role play, so it's fine to spend them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sure. How do I do that?
I will just take it from you.
Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and roll her rapier again. Oh, that's so much better!
Oh, yeah.
That's a 21, Jess.
Yes, a 21 will hit.
Awesome. Not an embarrassment.
We finally found your weapon.
Yeah, so at first it looks like you're having trouble drawing it back. This thing has a heavy draw to it. But then, at the last second, you pull perfect form and release. And this arrow that is as long as your arm flies out with a beautiful arc over the river and drops square into the head of the mannequin.
Ooh.
Alright.
Her ears perk up and she just turns to him and says, "How's that?"
He sees your ears perked up and the little half wag of the tail you did, and he's like, alright, 150, and it'll be 5 per 10 arrows.
5 per 10 arrows.
Yeah, these aren't cheap. These are meant for sieging other cities. I haven't sold one of these since the Battle of Mao Zedong.
She turns to Alexandria. Just more for a... gives the kind of look of, should I?
So Alexandria will meet her gaze and she just, you shot it beautifully. It would be a shame for you to waste the opportunity to purchase it.
I think I'll take it then.
Alright. Lovely. He goes back into the shop, comes out with a quiver of arrows that basically looks like a belt on Rosabella, and pressed in with heat on the leather of the quiver itself says, "A good dog kills cats."
Oh shit!
Whoa!
The leather is old. Like, you can tell it's been a while since it's left the shop, but it is beautifully oiled. It is a nice, rich mahogany color. You have a relic of the Dogs and Cats War. This is a tier 1 siege bow.
Oh my god, hell yeah!
I'm vibrating.
Yep.
Hell
so
yeah.
there is a special quality of the siege bow. It cannot be fired while moving. It does have to be planted.
Valid
Okay.
enough.
Okay. So hear me out. This is an above table thing. What if we chase the shit towards Rosabella and Rosabella kills it?
That is absolutely possible.
That
Oh my god.
this also feels like a snipe thing.
It kind of
Mhm.
is. This bow is meant to shoot over castle walls.
Oh shit. Jess, that's so fucking sick!
Rosabella just about to become a sniper, man. She about to.
I
This
love
gonna
that
be
for
so
her.
cool.
Yeah. And
Fucking
the
love that
fletchet
for
darts,
her.
the box of fletchet darts he gave you, can be poisoned as well. So you can
Shit.
poison them.
Maybe not for this use.
Well, yeah,
I'd
no.
like to recommend.
Now.
I was gonna say I'd like to recommend we don't poison them when we're hunting things for the people to eat.
Yeah,
I think that would end us up in jail.
Quick question with that.
Yes.
So, along with poison, is there anything that they could do for like sleep, like a
Yes.
sleeping type?
Yes. You can sedate creatures. Anything that's added to it is considered poison. So acid,
Okay.
sedation, stuff like that.
I have
Okay.
the spell darkness.
Ooh, that's useful.
I can make them blind.
Oh, you could, yeah, when we're hunting. Oh,
I
hell
also
yeah.
have I also have the spell Flaming Sphere.
Flaming Spear could be useful to chase them out. I don't know if we want to burn the meat before we give it to the. I don't know if they'll
Yeah.
pay us as well if we
I'm
bring them
sorry, I'm
charred
just
meat.
imagining the Air Force catching on fire.
I have the spell Web.
Web is a good one. You can immobilize creatures.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
All right. So
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
you pay the man. You get your 20 arrows and your siege bow, and as well as the free upgrade to your pellet popper. Any additional upgrades will have to be worked on in your downtime.
Gotcha.
Yep. He had to knock the mud out of the second barrel.
Oh my god.
As you are walking back from the docks, you hear a commotion down one of the back alleys, and there are 3 rats surrounding a small. It looks to be a munchkin cat, and they have knives drawn on him, and he's just looking like he doesn't care.
I definitely think Alexandria would kind of raise a paw and to like warn the party to slow down. Can she like hide and try and get closer?
Yes, you can.
Trying to remember how we do the hide. I have it written down here.
So there is actually a stealth.
Oh, okay.
So go
okay.
ahead and roll me. What was it? What was it?
Sneak?
Yeah, sneak. Roll sneak. 13. I will roll their perception, which is not horrible, but it's not great. And then the cats. Okay. They don't seem to immediately notice you as you're sneaking.
Mm-hmm.
The Munchkin cat kind of gives you a raised eyebrow, though. He has noticed you.
So I think at that, Alexandria would just kind of like raise a single digit and put it over her like lips. As she's getting closer, would she be able to hear anything that the rats are saying, or are they like?
Yep, they are
Oh.
shaking him down. It is a mugging.
Oh god. Oh, this is dumb. Because she comes from a noble family. She comes from a family that hates cats, but even Alexandria knows what is right and what is wrong, would she be able to like get up behind one of the rats that might look like the leader if she's like sneaking and they haven't noticed her yet?
So they don't seem to have noticed you, or at least there is the biggest one in the middle. His ear is twitching just a bit, so he might have heard you, but they are focusing their attention on the cat right now.
Okay.
So you can try to get behind them and get a sneak attack.
That's what she's gonna do. So would that be another sneak roll?
Technically you believe you're in stealth. You can go ahead and just roll the attack.
Okay. Would you be able to do a quick little like notice check or anything to see if any of them look in charge?
Yes, you can. Oof.
How did I get a 0? Okay, I'm using a point.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay.
0.
Nat 1 plus. Yeah, Nat 1 plus 0. So yeah, that's how you got a 0.
Okay. With my 4. Do any of them look in charge? Do any of them look tough?
I mean, the big one in the middle is the biggest. He might be in charge.
All right, that's who Alexandria's going for. So what she's going to try and do is get behind him, take her dagger, and I'm trying to think if she could do this, where she would be able to get behind him and put the knife to his throat, if that would be considered an attack.
That would be...
I feel like that'd be more of intimidation.
Yeah, it's like sleight of hand, so, which they don't technically have in here, which is what I'm looking at. Okay, so... Go ahead and give me an intimidation roll.
Oh god, she's
also, for your card, just click on it, drag it out, and I will delete it.
Okay, boop, boop, boop.
'Cause I have to steal Rosabella's, so...
Alright, so that would be an intimidation
I was just trying to
check,
figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find intimidation. Oh, there it is. Up
top left. Nat 20. So, Rosabella, Echo, you see Alexandria sneak down, and she's a little shorter than the rat, but she can still do this. She brings her dagger up across his throat while snaking her left arm around his waist to get him in a good grip. And there is just a stop. Also, look in the No Bones chat. This is the scenario you ran into, basically.
Nice guy! He has arrived!
I love that so much. Love that so much. I figured that, like, literally, whenever you were explaining the scene, that is exactly what I was picturing. So I'm glad that is exactly what I'm picturing.
So yeah,
this is a silent intimidation. You've got the blade against his throat.
Yeah. So with that, once the blade is rested against his throat, I imagine like they all freeze.
Yes.
And Alexandria just... Rosabella, Echo, if you could step forward, please. Now, there are many tenets to being a good dog, and despite the fact you are picking on a cat, it is within my code to not allow you to harass someone who is seemingly innocent, simply for his goods.
Yes.
Now, we can play this one of two ways. You rats are never necessarily trustworthy, but I'm willing to put my faith in you. I am willing to remove this knife if your men back off and leave the alley, and then you will follow suit in a moment. Otherwise, I will simply slit your throat and finish this here.
Oh.
Rosabella's tail is wagging.
Okay, 1 second. I've got to check their stats, because...
Rosabella's like, I taught her this!
Rosabella's like, get him, get him.
Oh man.
Is that
Screaming.
a battle man or?
Oh no, I'm scared.
The Alexandria, you are
Mhm.
now standing in what hasn't dripped down the wharf boards, a puddle of rat urine.
Oh god. Her nose wrinkles up and pure disgust flashes across her features, and she just, these were new boots. Could you not have waited until you were far away? Really? You
I-
think they're a rat? I know you aren't much, but to be such a coward.
He waves the other two rats away, and they scurry off. As I apologies, ma'am.
I will accept them for now, but if I find you bothering anyone again, I will not be so kind next time. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, ma'am.
And with that, she's slowly going to move the knife, and she just, now get going before I change my mind.
Yeah, he's gone before you finish the sentence.
And with that, she's going to step out of the rat puddle of urine, kind of shake her boots, and just, you know, if I was a meaner dog, I would have forced you to replace these.
Yeah, there are no rats around at this point. They have
Oh no,
ran.
she's talking to the cat.
He kind of just smiles and I'm sorry about that. They did not exactly like my face. I have what's called resting smiley face.
What?
Yeah, he is still smile. Just that cocky grin. Yeah. So I have. He reaches up and pulls down on his bottom chin, and you can see how his cheeks kind of sag down for a second and then snap right back up.
Oh my god. So they took offense to you smiling at them.
Yes.
And why did that lead them to mug you? I feel like there's a detail here we're missing.
I just got paid today.
Ah. Understandable enough.
I am a ferryman.
A ferryman, you say?
Yes.
Do you have your own boat, or?
I do.
Well, since we did just help you, would you be willing to do us a favor?
Of course, of course. I'll take care of it. Don't worry. The rat catcher is over there on the wharf.
Can I do an insight check?
Yes, you
Or
can.
look at- Okay, that would be a sense motive, correct?
Yes.
Okay, we're learning, Talon.
Yes.
With a 6.
It's a 6. Okay, he's not being shady, but he is being a little smug. Would be the word.
Is it because of his resting smiley face, or is it just like his? Oh my god! So with that, Alexandria will just nod her head just a little bit and just, if you'll lead the way, then.
Of course, of course, of course. And he kind of. It's hard to explain the way he walks, as his legs are only about 4 inches tall. He is a munchkin.
Wait, is he shorter than Alexandria?
He is.
Oh my god! For once, someone is smaller than her.
But the way he walks is kind of between. Yeah, sorry about that. The way he walks is kind of between a waddle and a dance.
Oh my god, I love him. I love him so much. I think as they're walking, Alexandria will just let out a little sigh, and then as she's passing Rosabella, she'll just kind of look up at her, and just, it's for just a second, it's like that excited little pup peeking through who looked for the approval of someone that she kind of thought was cool when she was younger, even though she'd never met it. She just, so what did you think?
I'm gonna be honest. That was pretty badass.
Her tail wags just a little bit, and she just, obviously. I told you I was able to handle myself.
You know, you learned that from me.
Oh, I did not. When have you ever held a knife to someone's throat?
Rosabella just kind of stops for a second, like her face, like not stop her movement, but her face kind of like sits for a minute, like it falls from that smile that she had at the start of that conversation, but she quickly like fixes her face and just, I guess you're right.
Cut to a flashback of Rosabella during training and going to one of the bars, and there is a fight, and she does actually have to pull a knife on somebody across their throat.
The amount of times that she actually probably has pulled a knife to somebody's throat, and we don't want to go into detail about what Rosabella probably has done.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's for another day.
That's for another day. Just know that she is the guardian of Alexandria.
Alexandria doesn't need to know that right now.
Yeah. And I would say she would have noticed the look, but I think she's just already walking ahead and she really isn't paying attention.
Oh, absolutely. So it takes a minute to get to the end of the wharf, and there is a small catamaran. It is a 2-hull boat with a netting midsection, a small sail. It's for a dog of Rosabella's size, it's going to be a tight squeeze, but
great.
it is a ferry boat. It has a sail, it has oars, and there are 2 turtles manning it.
Oh my god! So Alexandria, as they get closer, will just give a pointed little sniff and just, are you sure it'll hold us?
Oh, of course, of course. I helped bring in some big fish not too long ago. We got more dragging power than most people think. It's just, don't get paid that much doing this job.
I can imagine.
He jumps onto the deck, and you hear something in the cat language, and the turtles both salute, grab a rope in their mouths, and dive off into the water.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I as a player am screaming. I think Alexandria would like be a little more interested than she'll admit. Her ears will perk up just a little bit with curiosity. Though she is pointedly trying to pretend to clean her shoes.
Yeah, you get on and get settled in. Echo, it's an okay situation for Echo. Rosabella, again, you kind of have to sit down into one of the holes because it's a little bit small for you. It's kind of the equivalent of sitting in one of those inflatable canoes.
Meanwhile, Alexandria has so much leg space.
Yes, it
He's
is
so comfortable.
luxurious for her. And he gets up on the tiller, and he kicks the deck twice, and the ship just starts moving. It's like 0 to 30 immediately.
All you hear, I imagine, it's just a little yelp from Alexandria, and her fucking hand is on Rosabella's arm, steadying herself.
Yep. Every now and again, you'll see the heads of the turtles pop up out of the water and then go back down as they are pulling this boat.
Oh my god. Oh, they're so strong. So as they're traveling, I imagine Alexandria, despite her misgivings about cats, and despite the fact that part of her is definitely stuck in that this is going to be a trick and it is going to end badly for us, she's still trying to be polite, and I imagine she's just making small talk like, so how did you find your way into this industry?
Well, I have a buddy. His name's Chip. He used to run around the desert with me, and we got lost and separated, and I grew up, he grew up, he got a job with some adventures, and I ended up getting a job as a fisherman. Then one day this boat washed up on the shore, and I decided to fix it up. And as I was fixing it up, these turtles, it's Leroy and Ned. He points left, then right. They came and I shared my fish with me, and they said they'd help me pull it, and we got the sail rigged up and everything for when we're out on the sea. But yeah,
It sounds like an interesting adventure that led you here.
Oh, yeah. It's a little bit longer than that, but I don't like telling my whole life story.
Keeping it short and sweet. Understandable.
Also, I Talon, after session, I need to know what breed of dog everyone in the campaign is, because the fact that that's Chip, I need to know.
It's not the same Chip. I will
No,
tell you that.
no! Falls to the ground, clutches my heart.
Chip is actually a normal black cat name. It's like John for the cats.
Oh my god. Um, but yeah, so I imagine they have like an awkward little small talk trip across the water.
Yep.
Bella's just mostly enjoying the way that the wind's kind of blowing through her fur
Oh,
because
Is she doing that happy dog head out the window thing kind of vibe?
no, more like leaning her head back and just enjoying it. But like at the same time, it's hard to fully enjoy when you're in a cramped space. So
Yeah.
she's doing the best with what she's given.
Oh hell yeah.
If any point in time you look down in the water, go ahead and give me a notice check. If not, we can just continue on to the other shore.
I know
You know what?
Alexandria would Rosabella.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, I'll do Rosabella first, and then I'll do Alexandria. And that one, she's too
I
focused
love
on other
that.
things.
All right, well, Rosabella, 11 is plenty to notice this. Bruce, that hangs up in Rufus's shop, is not the smallest fish in this river.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
oh no.
You look down, Rosabella, like you're trailing your fingers in the water, just enjoying the wind and spray going through your fur. And you look down, and 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minutes, there's still fish going. 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes, and you reach the tail.
Oh my god.
Rosabella's eyes just widen and she just. Oh, I didn't like that.
I think you might have misspoke because I think you meant largest.
Yes, thank you. He's not the largest fish in the river. Thank you.
He's just such a big boy.
He
There's
is.
so many big boys.
Yeah. That is a mutated northern oarfish that you just saw.
Oh my god!
Okay, but oarfish are like the oarfish is so pretty to me.
They are, but they are massive.
They're massive.
While we're having an oarfish conversation, can we take a 5-minute break? I am
Yes.
going to go. Yeah, I'm gonna go pee. I will be right back.
Like teeth.
Yes.
God, I hate that. I hate that. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Ooh, Rosabella wouldn't like that at all.
They are considered deep sea fish.
Well, if it's mutated, it would make sense for it to not just be.
Yes.
But Lord have mercy, they're huge. So
They are.
the fact that this one's that long,
So,
I wouldn't want to be in the water with it.
oh yeah, no, definitely not. So, one thing most people don't realize, this is a little bit of lore that Nat's going to be annoyed to not hear. So you can hold this over her head. The river itself that separates Pugmire from the Fearful Forest is about a mile deep.
Oh,
Its shallowest point is around Pugmire itself, but at this current point, you are here on the map. Because he can't cross over where the mire itself is. He has to go to solid land.
hold on. I'm coming back.
I'm right back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay, where were they at?
Talking about Oarfish, I appreciate all of you.
So you are right there.
God. The fact that they're like kind of in the middle.
Oh my god.
So yeah, because of the mire itself and the amount of rocks around, the ferry cannot just cross straight over. They have to go downstream and then come over.
Would we
Fair
be able
enough.
to see Mutt Town from the shore?
Yes, you can see the Mutttown docks from the shore.
So I think Alexandria's ears perk up for just a second. And would she know that was Mudtown based on location?
Most dogs know where the other cities are. The actual world map as is the official map of Pugmire. So
Okay, so she would know
it's rough.
near.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
roughly.
Okay, so knowing that, I think she would just. Can you actually drop us at their docks?
Yeah, I can. It's not that much of a problem, though. If you don't mind, I'll be hiding below decks when we do.
Oh, you're more than welcome. Could you? I don't mean to interrupt your business, but is there any chance you'll be able to wait until we return?
Oh yeah, I can. I'll have to go a little bit north of the Mutt Town, but I don't mind waiting around. Just ring the bell at the end of the dock when you're ready.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Yep. So he'll pull you in. As he's pulling into Mutt Town, like a good 60, 80 feet from the dock, he will knock twice on the deck again. The turtles will skillfully jump out of the water and land on the deck as he literally dives under one of the seats. And they will navigate it into port and drop anchor.
Oh.
And I forgot to hit play, so...
It's okay, we can just rehash everything that just happened.
Yep, we are live again. I forgot to unpause the...
So to rehash everything that just happened, Alexandria saw Mutttown, got kind of excited, asked if they would possibly be able to drop them at Mutttown. They were like, cool. Mr. Catman was like, I'm gonna have to hide though, and they were like, cool. And then Alexandria asked if he would be able to wait around for them to finish with what they need to do, and he was like, yeah, cool. I'll be like slightly north of the docks. Just ring the bell at the end when you're ready to like come get picked up. And they were like, cool. And then the really cool turtles like jumped out of the water onto the deck and started pulling them in.
And the group's just like, and they were like, cool.
Okay, yeah, you know one of the turtles has to wear sunglasses now.
Oh my god.
What?
Wait, it has to be like the Squirtle sunglasses, though.
Yes!
Yes.
Alright, so you pull into the Mutttown docks as they are setting anchor and preparing to turn the ship around. There is actually a method for that, but they will wait for you to disembark first.
Okay. So yeah,
Okay.
as they're disembarking, Alexandria will put a hand on Rosabella's shoulder. Well, she's not tall enough for her shoulder, but like on her like forearm. And she'll just, I need to speak with you before we head fully into the town, but in mild privacy. So I think she just would begin stepping off the boat. And just, is there anywhere that would be at least a step away from being in the bustling town and the boat?
Yeah, there's so there's a warehouse on the dock itself. Warehouse is a bit of a stretch. It's more just a storage building.
Mm-hmm.
But you could step in there. It's rather empty right now.
Okay. Could she, as she's like guiding them forward, and I think she's even waving Echo with them. Can she like do like a notice check or anything to make sure that it's private?
Yeah.
So even if she's not noticing anything, I do want to like just have her be like, Rosabella, you're far more trained. Can you check the perimeter quickly?
Was planning on it.
Yeah,
Can
it
get to it.
seems to be fairly clear from Alexandria's cursory inspection.
Okay. Does Rosabella get anything from checking the perimeter?
I would also need either a notice or search check. Uh, Alexandria, all you're really getting is the smell of fish. Okay,
Oh
yeah.
god.
Rosabella, you look around, it's fairly empty. This is still considered fairly early in the morning, but most of the dock workers would have already left for lunch by now.
Alright.
Okay.
So Talon, here's where the fun part comes in. We've never decided on a name.
No, we haven't.
Oh god, one moment.
Also, I have been updating the NPC roster.
Hell yeah.
Love that.
Oh god. I feel like it's like a insert name here situation, but how do we feel about the name Kane?
I'm actually
Sure.
cool with that.
I like it.
Bet. Okay.
Now, which spelling, Kane?
Kane, because that feels like a more human spelling versus like Cane.
Okay, I have a fun story with that. I have a friend, and her German Shepherd's name is Co,
Oh.
and her Doberman's name is Kane,
Oh.
Oh.
Spelled that right?
and
Oh my
together they're
God.
cocaine.
Oh.
Oh my god. Um,
Love it.
but as she's waving them in and kind of she shuts the door behind them, has Rosabella check the perimeter. She just now, Echo, I will say this. If a word of this gets anywhere, I personally will make your life a living hell for every moment we travel together. And then she'll turn to Rosabella and she just I know that will be hard to hear, but do you remember Kane passing away a year ago?
Of course, I remember.
We grieved for him, but through a certain network, it seems that the family lied to us. At least if their information is correct, and I did not get false information, which from my source I doubt I did. He's out here, Rosabella. He's in my
Although
town.
this information should be shocking to Rosabella, and while there is a moment of like a bit of shock, all in all, her face just stays the same of this doesn't surprise her that much that the family like it's not surprising as much of the fact that he's not dead as much as the family telling them that.
And I think Alexandria would possibly catch a glimmer of that. I mean, I could always roll a sense motive check and see if she notices. Or like something
I think
along those
the
lines.
two of you would be close enough that it would be
Yeah.
fairly recognizable.
Yeah, so I think Alexandria would kind of pause for a moment and raise a brow and just, do you have something you wish to say? You get a specific look on your face when you're biting your tongue.
Are you sure you want me to say it?
No, but I would rather know than not.
If you're not 100% sure, I'm not sure I should speak of it.
And why not, Rosabella?
Rosabella just kind of stands there for a minute and just stares at Alexandria with a pointed look and just, you know, I trust you 100%, correct?
Of course, I've
And I
never
need
done
you to
anything.
understand. No, I need you to understand. I trust you. You. And she moves her hand and points, like pokes, not aggressively, but like a gentle poke to Alexandria's shoulder. I trust you.
I thought that much was common knowledge.
You alone.
So I think Alexandria draws in a deep breath and meets Rosabella's gaze, and she just, and why? The family has done nothing to betray your trust. There's no reason for you to only trust me. You were raised with me, Rosabella. I mean, not in the exact same circumstances, but you know what I mean.
Alexandria, some things you don't need to know.
And why not, Rosabella? Secrets are not well kept. Well, I mean, you know what I mean. They do not keep well. What?
She just sighs and just... You know, maybe this will be good for us. She kind of just turns away and starts to walk towards the door.
So I think with
You're
that,
saying he's alive, and I'm assuming you're wanting to look for him.
I am while we're out here, but you don't have all the information, and I did not give you permission to walk away from me, Rosabella.
Rosabella just kind of raises an eyebrow and just... So are you my boss right now? Are you the one that I am lady for? Or are we teammates? Are we in this together? Because you can't have both.
I can certainly have both, Rosabella. That's how it always has been, and I've never tried to be your boss, but there are times that I need you to listen. I'm no longer a pup.
Then speak.
So with that, I think Alexandria's ears are just turned back against her head, and she just slowly forces herself to roll her shoulders, and she just... They spotted him with a group of ruffians raiding, well, at least they attempted to raid certain couriers of a royal family. And obviously they were after something, though I do not know quite what, and if he is involved in something like that, Rosabella, that is nothing like him.
At this point, the door opens, and you hear, "What we were after, dear sister, was the return of one of our kidnapped members. And ruffians is a little bit rough."
Rosabella instantly goes and stands like protectively in front of Alexandria, but not like nothing out, just like a pointed stance of like, you know when dogs lock on to something?
Yeah.
He's doing that.
Yeah. Standing in the door, just a few hairs taller than Alexandria, shaved everywhere but the tail and the head, is a Pomeranian in leather armor with a very long spear in his hand.
So I think, despite everything going on and all the thoughts racing through her head, I think Alexandria just locks eyes with her brother and just, by man, Kane, what happened to you?
Oh,
You look horrible. What happened to your fur?
yeah, the fleas are bad here.
The fleas?
He actually does the thing where he sits down and kicks up a leg and starts scratching behind his ear.
Oh, Kane, that is undignified.
Hey, you get used to living rough out here. It's not exactly like we were living in the palace anymore.
Still, Kane.
Rosabella just kind of cocks her head to the side while looking at him and just kind of smiles a little bit and just kind of turns to Alexandria and just, I mean, what dignified does a dead man have? What dignity does he have?
You would think that he would at least maintain some. Kane, I mean no judgment. You know that I was worried for you.
I'm used to it, trust me. Don't worry about it. Come on, let's get something to eat. And he will stand up and walk out nonchalantly as you see, as he walks out, there are 3 guards on either side of him, so a total of 6 with him, counting number 7. and they fall in line directly behind him as he is walking towards one of the bigger houses in the town.
Oh my god. So I think Alexandria just pushes out from behind Rosabella on instinct more than anything, gives her the most horrified look, and then just books it after her brother. And she's just, you can't just start walking away talking about a meal when I have not seen you in over a year, and the situation that I find you in, and then I find out that you are doing things that you should not be doing.
hold of Alexandria before she makes it too far.
Yep.
Her little feet are kicking.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
Like grabs her and yanks her back.
He stops and sighs, and a very memorable movement for him to Alexandria as he does kind of the little two-finger temple rub while sighing and turning to you. We have much to talk about, and I'm sure you don't want to be standing around smelling fish the entire time we're talking.
I do not, but you could have at least been polite about it, and then don't get annoyed with me. I'm not the one at fault here. You were listening in.
Is doing a
Wrong that you were listening in.
Rex, or not Rex,
Kane.
Kane did. And she, with her free hand, just like pinches her temples and just kind of, come on, let's go. As she just kind of like sets Alexandria down, but then turns to her and says, slowly, you don't have to run up on him. Walk.
I'm not running up on him. I am keeping pace.
She just deadpans and just
One of the
you call
guards snickers, and Kane pulls a ball out of his pocket, squeaks it twice, and goes, fetch! And just tosses it into the water as the guard turns around and pelts off the pier.
Oh my god! So I think Alexandria just looks at the guard, looks back to her brother, looks at the guard, and just... What have you gotten yourself into?
We are trying to go back to the natural way of doing things.
The natural way, aka shaving your fur, Kane.
I did say the fleas are bad here.
Right, but there has to be another way. Do you understand how bad that is for our coats? Not even that, but if the court were to see you now...
I mean, Father made it pretty clear that I'm not supposed to step foot in the court ever again. Especially when he literally threw me out the window.
Father would never... I mean, he can be a bit of a crass man, but he would never.
Yeah.
Rosabella can just... Your father told you he was dead.
Yeah.
He wasn't the only one.
So there's actually a word that man used that we love around here. It's called defenestration.
And what does that mean?
Being thrown out of a window.
And I think with that, finally Alexandria just slows down for a second. And she just... Kane, I am glad to see you again. But if you could not start throwing words around that did not even come up in our studies.
Yeah, we have a dictionary of man here.
Here, of all places.
Yes. We continue the study, we continue the exploration.
That is not the job of anyone but the sisters and of the church, and that is the shepherd's way, Kane.
The shepherds lie to us constantly. They hide the biggest truths of man from the rest of Pugmire.
Alexandria's little ears just turn back against her head again. And I am seeing why this is not a conversation to be had amidst the smell of fish and a dog diving off of a pier. If I pick up a single flea...
You should be alright, it's not flea season. Come on. And he continues walking. Like, this is common around here, just the sudden interruptions.
He's so used to his little sister's shit.
Yup.
So she's just gonna give a look towards Rosabella, stick her little snout up in the air, and try to look as dignified as she can and avoid the filth as she's walking.
It's not clean, but it's not dirty. It's like wood slat roads and thank you, cats, for walking across my keyboard.
They want to be involved.
They do indeed. But yeah, think of it like an old-fashioned Wild West village where they have the slats for roads and sidewalks, and most of the buildings are made out of wood.
Oh.
And quite a lot of them
that.
actually look like old-fashioned dog houses.
Oh my god.
And
I
he
love it so
takes
much.
the group to the biggest house at the end of the road and walks in nonchalantly and just yells out, "All right, boss, everything's clear, just some family drama," and heads to a room on the right. And you hear 3 short barks.
God, Alexander's little ears just twitch just a bit, and we are not involved in family drama. We are having a discussion. There's a massive difference. And she's just like following after her brother.
Yeah.
Rosabella's just like lifting an eyebrow towards the barks, the 3 barks, and just...
Yep. You look up and there is a... Oh, how do I say this? It's I've forgotten the breed of dog. It's one of those bigger, almost like a Saint Bernard, but not quite as fluffy.
A Bernese Mountain Dog?
Yep, maybe that might be it. But it's an actual dog, not an anthropomorphic one.
Huh.
Sitting on the throne.
Rosabella just... Okay.
Would Alexandria have noticed this?
Yes.
So I think she's just, and you serve a dog who has not even been lifted.
Yeah. They kind of believe around here that uplifting was a bad idea.
King by man, the situation you have found yourself in. Between the 2 of us, were supposed to be more responsible. You were supposed to be preparing to run the family. You were supposed to be the light and the perfect example of the Pomeranian name.
I mean, I hunt bears.
You hunt bears. Oh, so impressive, Kane.
Actually, that is pretty impressive.
Do not encourage him, Rosabella.
Well, our mission right at the current moment is to hunt, so...
Don't remind me.
He sits down at a table and, pulling open a drawer, he pulls out a very weathered letter that is addressed to him in your father's handwriting, and he slides it across the table to Alexandria.
So Alexandria will slowly settle down and kind of give a pointed nod, kind of trying to show Rosabella to sit beside her. And she'll just slowly open the letter and begin reading over it.
It is essentially, the best way to say it would be, it is a list of grievances from your father to Cain.
What grievances is he listing?
Basically, it's anything he can think of to blame on Cain. The loss of the fortune, this deal going bad, that job going bad, this section of the town being overrun. Anything he can pin on your brother has been pinned on your brother, even if he had nothing to do with it. And at the last of it, the very last line of the letter is basically, "And you are disowned. If I see you again, I will throw you out a window."
So I think with that, Alexandria will hold it so Rosabella is able to see it before slowly folding it and setting it down on the table once more. And she just jobs. What did you find yourself involved in?
That's the thing. I didn't. I was, how they say, framed for a lot of things that I had nothing to do with. I was doing my studies and I left for a few days on a job that Father sent us on. I was to collect some money from a couple of our accounts. I was to return that to the bank. I was to go and pick up something. I'm not sure what it was. It's been so many years, and I was supposed to return it to Father. Well, I went, got the money, returned that to the bank, went to get the item, and I was met with three men in House Pomeranian livery who handed me this letter and told me not to go home. Well, of course, thinking it was a joke, I returned home and I was thrown out of a window.
So you truly, and with that, she's going to meet his eye, like his gaze, and just are saying to me that you were thrown out of a window for no reason. Your death was framed for no reason. What sort of jobs were you even running? And how long has this been going on? And I think with that, she would tap the loss of the family fortune. She just, because I learned about it months ago, but not from the family.
You were still in the weaning stage when I was starting to take on the actual work for the family. And
What do you mean the actual work?
our family is not as clean as they pretend to be.
I'm not quite sure if I believe you, Kane. I mean no disrespect, but we are House Pomeranian. We would not get involved in anything unclean. At least not the main family.
Grandfather Rex is trying to run our father out of the family because of the unclean work he's been doing. And I am here on Grandfather Rex's behest.
So you were thrown out a window, and you're saying you're here for grandfather.
Yes, he pulled some strings and got me a job as a guard and to get some more accurate military training so that one day I can actually take on the proper culprits.
And who are they?
Well, let's just say that you'll have to talk to Grandfather to figure everything out.
And you think I wish to talk to him if what you are setting forth is true? There are quite a few things going on in the family that I was not made aware of.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that I have always been last in line, but still.
Let's just say your little issues with the family are from Father, not from anyone else. And he gives you a knowing look, like he shouldn't know about the issues you're having, but he knows.
So I think she will level her gaze with his, and just in the way the siblings can, because I've done this with my siblings, just like that look of, if you say another word.
He just raises an eyebrow and continues rubbing his temple.
Rosabella also is raising an eyebrow at this point, looking back and forth.
Will you stop acting as if I am some annoyance causing your head to hurt? I have every right to be upset with you. And that does not mean that I am not grateful to see you, Kane, because I am overjoyed to know that you have survived. I miss you greatly, and I still do. But to see you in this state, and has happened to you, and what is happening back home, from what I know, and it is not much, apparently, I cannot help but also be worried, which I
I'm sorry I can't tell you much. I have actually been sworn to secrecy on a lot of things, and I fear grandfather much more than I fear father.
It's fair enough. As much as I do adore Grandpa Rex, well, Grandfather Rex, I also know he would not hesitate to be how he is. But if let me assume that this is true, and you are out here to gain accurate military training, could you have not gone? I suppose if you were told to never return, you could not have gone to the Branch family, but still, this?
Well, I'm captain of the guard. I get hot meals every day. I get adequate military training. I lead a troop of 30. And on top of that, I am considered somewhat of a celebrity because I left Pugmire and came here.
And they celebrate that.
As I said, they wish to return to nature more than the lauded and venerated lifestyle of Pugmire.
I cannot even begin to understand wishing for that.
There are some people that wish life was simpler.
And I think that would make life simply boring.
Well, it can be rather tedious at times, which is why I had arranged for works of art and books of man to be collected and returned here, so that we could actually learn and improve ourselves.
And I think with that, she would just give a little shake of her head. Would she be able to in any way make sure that he is trustworthy on what he is saying?
You can give me a sense motive.
Oh hell yeah. Also, I noticed my cards got refreshed. Oh no! give me giving you one of my cards.
Burn it.
Ugh. No! Ugh.
Let's just say Alexandria is a little bit too emotionally involved to really get a read of her brother. Anyone else can roll a sense motive if they wish.
You know, Rosabella will.
Also a 7. You're just confused and have no idea what's going on here.
Honestly, it's more of she's just too much in her own head.
Is she just going through like what the hell did she get involved in?
Pretty
More
What is
much.
going on with the family?
It's more of
Oh, that's
Oh,
a
shit.
17.
Oh, heck yeah. Okay, Echo. He is on the level. He is being a little evasive, but just about everything he said, he believes is true. You can relay that to the party however you wish.
Oh my god, he's so shaved. He looks so pitiful. I'm just seeing that photo.
Yeah.
Oh.
there's a photo.
Yes.
Yeah, if you look in the OOC chat, there's a shaved Pomeranian.
Okay, that's actually kind of cute though. It's sad but cute.
How
It
does he
is.
stay cool? They need their coats to stay cool and temp regulate. They're double coated.
They're cute though.
They're so cute. So I think Alexandria, she doesn't know what to believe fully. And she just settles back and she just finally, it's as if the wind goes out of her and her shoulders sag a little bit. And she looks up at him and just, Kane, do you truly believe this is your best option?
Best is probably stretching it a bit, but it is the one option I was told to take that would keep me alive and get me stronger.
And how long do you plan on being here? Do you plan on spending the rest of your life as some... You know.
No, I have plans that are continuing on, and I would show you the letters, but grandfather has told me to burn them after reading them, so I can't
So
exactly
there is no trace.
Yes.
So there's a reason he does not want you to leave any trail.
Yes.
And I think with that, she just would slowly reach over the table and kind of put her paw like pad up.
He would take the hand and kind of the doggy equivalent of a tear rolls down his cheek, and he's like, "It's been very rough and lonely here, but I've had to make it work."
So I think with that, Alexandria would stand up just a bit and lean across the table. And as much as she hates getting her dresses dirty, she would pull the sleeve over her free hand and kind of wipe at his tear. And I can see why it would be lonely, and you do show some tenacity if you're willing to put up with this. Of course, you've always been tenacious and strong and everything that you are.
I definitely try my best. You said you were here to hunt.
Automatically, her little ears just droop and she just, don't make me think about it. Do you understand how expensive this dress is? I have already had to spend an entire night getting stains out of it.
Just so you understand, she is in full understanding of the fact that she doesn't have to wear the dresses.
The leathers look horrible. No offense, Kane. They're atrocious.
No, I understand. I was just going to say, if you are here to hunt, there are a few creatures you should look out for.
And what are they?
Dire ticks, for one.
Dire ticks?
Yes, they are all over in the woods.
Oh, that is disgusting, Kane.
The other one, well, we are close to the cats, so you may run into a few patrols of the Mao.
Right. That is more annoying than disgusting.
And then there's the Barul.
The Barul?
They are birds that live up in the trees of the fearful forest. They will growl and drop from on high and have a tendency of killing, eating, and running.
Oh, Kane. It seems those woods are unlike anything I've ever faced based on that.
Okay, read the chat, because...
Oh my god! So I think as she's kind of wiping the tears from his face, like from his fur, she just, well, with all that knowledge, if you are out here training to become stronger, I don't suppose you would like to be an escort?
I can see if... The difference between a town guard and a escort guard, I will have to see if I can actually clear it and get a rotation going. It, the,
Rotation.
so, as I am the leader of the guard, I let's just say if they break ranks, I have to be the disciplinarian, and as you saw earlier, the fetch treatment, they don't particularly like water.
Because it cleans them.
Yes.
Rosabella just kind of lifts her head a little bit and her ears kind of like flatten a little bit of, well, would that happen to be with what's in the water?
What's in the water?
Well, while we were on our way here, I don't know if any of the rest of them noticed this, but there's some giant, and I mean giant, fish there.
Ah,
That I personally am a little terrified of, and I'm not terrified of a lot of things. So I wouldn't want to get in the water either.
you're talking about the sea serpent.
I'm assuming we are.
Yes, it doesn't.
On for about 5. It was going. It just kept going.
It doesn't normally attack unless you bother it, which is nice. We have learned not to try to hunt it.
Mm. That thing terrifies me.
With good reason.
Anyways, yeah, no, I wouldn't want to be in the water. Rosamund just shakes her head because the memory of it is just very terrifying to her.
Understandable. I think, considering I don't want to run this too long, and I think we'll call it there for tonight.
Sounds
Shit,
good
okay.
to me.